Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Hello friends, welcome to Fairfield Today. Pleasure to have you with us. We are downtown in the lobby of Fairfield Federal, kind of just a bit from the gazebo where so many activities almost all year long. There's something going on in the gazebo. They're almost as busy as I think the fairgrounds in non-fair times, because every week at the fairgrounds, you know, there's always something going on there, and generally something behind us, some event or some musical, some fun thing going on at the gazebo. It's always a fun time, but downtown is kind of where the activity is. And one of the businesses, I guess we call that a non-profit, I'm sorry. Do we call the library a non-profit?
We are not technically a non-profit, but we aren't making any money, so.
Becky Schaade with that divulsion right there, so
Yes.
We're not making any money. Now, most places would be okay, but with the library, that's okay.
That is okay, because we are lucky enough to be funded through the state of Ohio, taxes in the state of Ohio, and also our local levy, so support from our local community as well, and that's how we pay for things.
This knowledgeable person is Becky Schaade. He's the director of the Fairfield County District Library. You having trouble getting here today? Everything was good?
I did not. A nice 1-minute walk.
Before we get into things coming up, and there are lots of things in the fall coming up for the library, but let's look back on the summer. It's a rhetorical question. Was it a busy summer for the library?
It was a wonderful summer for the library.
Nice.
We, for the first time since COVID, exceeded our numbers for programming and registrations and completions of summer reading.
You're back.
We are back, for sure. Last year it was very close, but we did not have, we were a few people shy of exceeding that number. And this year, for the first time since COVID, we have exceeded that 2019 number. So I am super excited about that.
You think that's attributable to just everybody feeling more comfortable?
Absolutely, absolutely. And things have returned to normal at this point, absolutely, and have been that way for a long time. So, you know, people they're looking for things, getting back into that routine of bringing their kiddos to the library every week in the summer, coming for programs. We had awesome programs and presenters, some by our staff, some by outside presenters, and people really turned out for those.
So all the people that do things at the library to help you, they're all back too.
Absolutely.
Everybody you need to call,
Absolutely.
everything's good.
Yep. We one of our programs this summer was at our Amanda branch, or John's branch in Amanda, and that is our tiniest location. If you've ever been there, it's a very small place.
And I have been there.
And we had about 50 people for a parks program we had there. 50 people fills up the Amanda Library pretty easily.
Sure.
It was a pretty great summer.
Well, that's all encouraging, because
Yes.
I mean, we're back, baby.
Yep.
I mean, the library is here, and
Exactly.
you do so many great things in the community. I mean, my God, we'll talk about some of them here, but you're involved in just lots of things that sometimes you wouldn't necessarily think the library
Sure.
would be the mecca for that, but because it does so many things, it really kind of gets engaged into these things.
Yeah, we try to partner with as many community organizations as we can. We have a great location in downtown Lancaster. We just finished up collecting food for Fairfield 211's Hunger Alliance donation during the month of September. We're a great drop-off place. They've told us that they really appreciate having us as a partner, because we have extended hours beyond many of their normal donation locations. We're open on weekends, we're open on evenings. We have branches outside in the community of Fairfield County. So they are excited to be able to collect in all of those places. So that was very successful for us.
So it's been a good summer with the Fairfield County District Library. Things are back, things are engaged, and again, the website is
fcdlibrary.org.
fcdlibrary.org. So it's a great website, lots of information, tons of information on there, very interactive and intuitive. You can roll through that, you won't have a problem with that. And so as we look at the things coming up, and again, it's no lack of things to chat about. The library, it's a fun place to talk about all the things you do. Let's kind of start in order here. Guiding Ohio Online Technology Trainer. Now, is that new?
It is new. So this is a grant. It's a program funded by a grant that we received from the State Library of Ohio. And the grant runs from July 1st through June 30th of 2025. So we're really in the beginning stages of this.
Sure.
This allows us to have a dedicated technology trainer, so an individual who will work with customers who need some help on technology, and that could be on the fly as they're coming into the library to use computers, or you can schedule a one-on-one training. His name is Andrew, our tech trainer, and he will sit down with you and work out how do you download apps to your phone, how do you use those apps, how do you use library resources, even something as simple as how to use a mouse if you've never used a computer, how to set up an email address. Any of those things, we can schedule a free one-on-one training with Andrew. He's at the main library on Mondays and Fridays, and he's at our branch locations rotating on Wednesdays. And this has been an amazing program for us. And we're really just in the beginning, and he's done hundreds of these sessions already. So I would encourage anyone who might be struggling a little bit with technology, especially the basic end, but even if you need some help with something a little more advanced like Excel, PowerPoint, Google Docs, Google Sheets, he could help with that as well.
And I think you can tell the library is not just books anymore. It's not just books. They don't have the Dewey Decimal System?
We do have the Dewey Decimal System.
You still have that?
We do.
You have a card file? You don't have a card file?
We don't have a card file.
Okay, well, that's
right.
when I say Dewey Decimal System, I mean a card file.
I know.
I used to go across the
those.
street here when it was on the second floor when I was a young person, or even into college, and you wanted to look up something that the librarian would look it up. Yeah, and I'm sure you've done it yourself a number of times.
I have.
So here we are moving into the fall time of the year, and it's certainly things get busy for you in the fall time. And I was just looking at some of these things: macrame, a fall foliage, a foliage frenzy, and ghostly writing workshops.
So I brought the little macrame ghost, our little sample here.
Somebody made that?
Yes, someone made that. They're going to be teaching others how to make it at that macrame ghost program.
That's been something around for a while,
Oh,
right?
yeah, right.
That's
Remember from the 70s, those plant hangers?
That's kind of what I remember, the
Yes.
big corded things like that. Yeah,
yes.
But it's still here.
Still here.
Okay.
We'll provide all the supplies, so you don't have to worry about any of that. You just come to the program. That one's going to be Tuesday, October 15th at 6 p.m. It's for teens and adults.
So it's one time?
Just one time. Yep.
Okay.
Come on over to the librry and check
Here?
that out. Yes, at Main Library. Yep,
Okay.
in Lancaster.
Okay.
We have the fall foliage frenzy with Alley Park. You mentioned Alley Park and all the Parks Department is really a busy place.
I look at them as like you because they are involved in things that you would think would be out of their purview, like you do, but y'all get together and y'all make it work.
We do, absolutely. They are a wonderful partner for us. We love Alley Park. They're coming out to the library, Main Library, on Wednesday, October 23rd at 6 p.m. This is a program for adults and families, so feel free to bring your kids. You're going to learn all about trees, leaves, and what part they play kind of in nature's ecosystem.
And I think that's important. And as your kid, you may not know that, but as you get to be an adult, it's kind of cool to be going around and, look at that, that's an oak tree. Because all the rings. I saw something the other day, the parks had cut a big tree down, and they were doing a thing on the the circles are, they tell the age of them.
Yeah.
And but to know that kind of stuff is pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. So definitely check it out. Alley Park will be at the library, and it'll be awesome.
Very good.
You mentioned ghost writing.
Ghostly, what's that about?
Oh my goodness. So this is a great program for kids. Thurber House in Columbus is partnering with us. They're going to come down. They're going to share a scary, silly story by James Thurber and then help
Great
kids
writer.
Right. And then help kids write their own scary stories for the season. And so this is for kids 6 to 12. So not too scary, nothing too intense there. But they are going to just tell you how to write a good old-fashioned ghost story.
So if you want to get to scary stuff, I'll suggest bring Michael Johnson in.
Okay,
he can scare the bejeebers out of you because this guy can tell stories on General Sherman, on Phil Sheridan, but he gives tours in the cemetery. So again, stuff that'll be.
You just gave me a great idea for next year.
but these are for the kiddos.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So that one is going to be Saturday, October 12th at 2 p.m. You can find all of these things on our website. If you click on events, you'll see the calendar. Any day, you can limit it by location, by audience. So if you want just things for kids or just things for adults, you'll be able to do that. That's the best way to find out everything that's going on.
Now, this next one, I'm not even sure I ever could say that. A spooky cemeterarium?
Yes, that is exactly it. Cemeterarium. So a terrarium is when you build like a little ecosystem for maybe for your turtle or for a pet.
In glass or something.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So they are doing a spooky cemeterarium for a little pet ghost. Isn't that fun? It's for kids.
That's great.
Yeah, I think that'll be fun, and I think they will have an opportunity to really use their creativity and do a lot of fun things there. That one's at Main Library, Sunday, October 27th at 2 p.m. And all of these programs we mentioned were at Main Library. Our branch locations have some great programs as well. And if you go on the website and the event calendar, you'll be able to see those too.
So they have some individual
Yes.
programs that would say just be an Amanda or
Yes,
just
Justin
being,
Bremen
Sure.
or Baltimore. Yes.
I was going to mention this when we were talking about the very first one, the
Guiding Ohio.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
How does word get to a library? I mean, is this something that the state library gurus come up with and then offer it to libraries?
Yes. So
is that
this,
how it starts?
Yes. So this particular program, the Guiding Ohio Online, has been working for a number of years. We are lucky in libraries to have really great relationships with the State Library of Ohio, with our professional organization, which is the Ohio Library Council, and they are very good at pushing that information out to libraries. As you can imagine, as an information field, they are wonderful. We get updates every week, so these are things you might want to consider. These are things we're hearing. Take a look at this resource, that kind of thing.
Now, the other things are, let's say the macrame thing.
Yeah.
Just somebody came up with that idea in-house?
Yes, absolutely. One of our staff members, they were looking at trying to, fill out our fall programming and thought, oh, maybe this would be fun, and kind of made a sample and said, yeah, I could teach other people to do that. It's important to make the sample first. I've done it the other way, and then you've got 20 kids around you going, this is never gonna. Origami is like that, trying to get 20 kids to fold something the right way. Let me tell you what, you're working individually with 20 kids.
Oh my. Now, one caught my eye here, I kind of like this one too, a local author fair. We're blessed in this community and surrounding areas to have people that have really done some wonderful things in that world.
So last year we had our local author fair for the first time, and this year is going to be our second one, Saturday, November 9th from 11 to 4. We don't have that schedule completely worked out yet, but if you look at our website at the beginning of November, you will have that opportunity to see everything that's going to be happening.
So there'll be multiple authors, you feel?
Yes, multiple authors. I think last year we had around 25 different authors. So they'll be sharing their work. You'll have an opportunity to purchase their titles if you'd like to directly from the author, and also get autographs.
Now, will these be people that have new books out or people that just have books out?
Some of them will be new books, and some may be their backstock of things that they've written in the past.
That I always find that fascinating. People write local books about almost any subject. I had Pam Croft on recently, and you've probably had her on, or maybe she is involved with Lancaster Sales and Fred Hillman, who was a friend of mine and well known in the community. But it was a wonderful book. So it's amazing.
We have that book at the library, so check it out if you're interested.
It's amazing how wonderful the local authors, they come up with some great things.
Absolutely.
And you go to the library to find out. And one of the final ones we'll talk about. This is very cool. Friends of the Library Deck the Halls Christmas Tree Fundraiser.
Yes, they have done this for a number of years, where we have some wonderful volunteers who kind of adopt a small Christmas tree, 2 feet tall, decorate it however they'd like, bring it back into the library. We have a silent auction the entire month of November. All of those funds go to our friends of the library, who support all sorts of library programming throughout the year. On December 1st, our auction is kind of wrapped up, and the highest bidder wins, and they can take their tree home for the holidays.
Nice. And let's give a little plug. Friends of the Library, good people.
Absolutely. Huge advocates of library services, help us in so many ways. We couldn't do what we do without them.
Becky Schaade, Director of the Fairfield County District Library, fcdlibrary.org
You got
is a website. Again, tons of stuff on there. It's a great website, intuitive, interactive, you can get it. I'm thanks for taking a few minutes, because I know you're swamped with fall things coming up here.
I love talking to you.
We love having you on. Becky Schaade with the District Library. We'll be back in just a moment.
If you've been thinking about getting a home loan, now is the time. Hi, this is Carrie James from Fairfield Federal. Our experienced lenders are here to help you make your vision a reality. For more than 125 years, we've been helping our community achieve home ownership. Fairfield Federal has convenient online application for your home loan, home equity loan, and home equity line of credit needs. Visit fairfieldfederal.com to get started. Fairfield Federal for checking, savings, and home loans. Data charges may apply, subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 402612.
The reason why I do what I do is I love helping people, and I really love to work on understanding and striving to improve the lives of the people in our community. Being in Fairfield County is having a network of people around you.
I am driven by my belief that every individual deserves an opportunity to achieve mental and emotional balance, and I'm very passionate about contributing to that process.
Community, connections, collaboration. The Fairfield County Way.
What makes Fairhope what it is our staff. It's always a question that we ask, why do you want to be here with us? And what they most always say is, you've touched my life this way. You know, you took care of this person, or I've seen what you've done and I want to do that. And so the staff that have been here know what it takes. They've been on the other side. They see what it takes to make someone comfortable, to make the family comfortable, and really what kind of support they need. And so I think that's what really makes Fairhope what it is.
Fairfield Medical Center is more than a hospital. We're a health system that's been putting people first for more than a century. From the youngest patients to the eldest, our compassionate team of caregivers are here to support you through every season of life. We are healers, cheerleaders, patient advocates, and champions. Your health is our greatest accomplishment, and we are proud to serve you. Whatever you're searching for, you can find it at Fairfield Medical Center.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Welcome back to Fairfield today. If you've driven around town any, and yard signs are plentiful this time of year, and some can get lost in all the noise that is the political season that we're in now. But one of them you'll see, I think it's yellow and maybe black, but yellow is the sign, that the color that stands out to me. It's for the Adam H. renewal levy that's coming up next month in November. And we're going to talk about that, but we'll talk about what Adam H is and how they'll use that renewal levy money. We'll chat about that. But I wanted to mention here to start out, this is from their words. This is what they say they're involved in, and this is a good mission statement. Thousands of residents of all ages utilize the services each year from Fairfield County Adam H. They're the safety net for mental health and substance use services. So with that, let me turn to Marcy Fields. Marcy, welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Your official title down there is?
Executive Director.
She runs a tight ship. It's a tight ship. Did you find your way over here okay? You had
I
no
did,
problem?
yes,
okay.
yes. I didn't
Just
get lost.
Across the street, as I think of it, the old Kresge building. That's
Yes,
what I think
yes.
of over there. But so you've got this renewal levy. The signs are out. I see them all over town. And what's the phrase on there that you want us to know?
Raising hope, not taxes.
Raising hope, not taxes. Perfect. That's excellent. So it's a renewal levy, and
Yes,
I think
it
we
is.
want to get that out there first thing, that it's
Absolutely.
already on the books, so we're not asking anyone to put in any more money.
Correct.
And $13 per 100,000?
Right. So it would cost a property owner $13 a year for each $100,000 of property.
And they're already
And that's
paying
what's
that.
already out there. That's what's already being paid. That won't change. It'll stay at that rate.
And again, the Adam H, as we just talked about, they're just what we might call catty corner from here in the old Kresge building, right over by the fountain over there. And this is your main. You have other places. We could chat about that too, but that's your main place. And tell us exactly what Adam H is involved in the community.
Absolutely.
Why should we vote for that?
Yes, absolutely. So I think over the last few years, we've done a much better job of explaining to people what we are. We are the county government arm for behavioral health in Fairfield County. And every county in Ohio has one. So it is very unique to Ohio, but Ohio is very invested in local rule and this is part of that whole concept. So every county has a local ADAM board, and they are responsible to plan, fund, and monitor behavioral health care services in their county. So all over Ohio, we have other boards doing this same thing, and because we are the local group, so we're not from the state, we're not in a big region, we can really look at our county, our community, and say, what do we need? And we can then plan for it and implement it. And that's where the Starlight Center came from. And that's why we're also working on Venture Place, which is a 24 apartment building for people with serious mental health issues that are homeless.
Now, is that on 33, as I remember?
So it's over by the Lowe's, off of 33,
Yes.
but a little set back, sort of between Lowe's and the Social Security office.
And it's underway now.
So we are getting ready we had our pre-construction meeting yesterday, so the construction company is getting ready to get to work on that property, yes.
Let's talk a little bit, and we kind of went round and round about the Starlight Center for a long time to get it going, but I was just, what's the address? Locust?
336 Locust Street, yes.
It's down in kind of what we might call the south end of town right there, but it is a fabulous looking facility when you go by. I got to believe you couldn't be more pleased with how it turned out.
Yeah, we're very thrilled about the presence of that building. It's a very nice looking building. It's beautiful, really, and the interior is beautiful too. It'll be a wonderful sort of cutting edge facility for people that are in crisis.
Well, and that's what we talk about. And again, you talked about, you listen to the community. As I remember, that's exactly how that came about, is because you heard from people around here, they needed this, and what is this? What does that Starlight do?
Yes, so it's a 24/7 residential facility. So prior to this, if somebody was in a mental health crisis and they really couldn't maintain in their own apartment, just going to appointments during the day, and they needed something more, their only option was to be hospitalized, and that was usually in Columbus or Athens or some faraway facility. So this is for local people to stay in their community, near their family, but have a place to go overnight. So they can stay there 24/7. Professionals will assess them, work with them, get them back on track, get them stabilized. And because they're right here in our community, they can get linked. So if they either weren't getting services or it wasn't the right level or type of services, they can get linked to those outpatient services before they're discharged.
Now, you say it's 24/7. What's the length of stay that a person that gets admitted there can stay?
So we're expecting anywhere from 3 to 5 days, but we're also hearing from other places running these types of facilities that it could go longer. Probably closer to 3 to 8 days for the mental health floor. There will be a substance use floor, and that'll be a little longer. That could be up to 30 days.
So I guess the plan is, if somebody is admitted and is in the Starlight Inn, then immediately all your capabilities, all your services from Adam H. Come to bear, and you do everything you can to get this person moving again.
Absolutely, and that will be Ohio Guidestone doing that work. So we have 15 network of care agencies that do the actual services in the community for us, and Ohio Guidestone is our provider at Starlight. And they're working closely with other agencies. New Horizons runs a mobile crisis team that will go out, and that's a good example of our safety net that we're funding. As I've gone out in the community, I've been sure to point that out. The mobile crisis team is also available 24/7. Can go anywhere in the community to see anybody that's in a crisis. 2 a.m., they'll be there. So the mobile team and the Starlight team are working very closely together. So we have two provider agencies coordinating and partnering and talking about how they can really work together to make this happen. So between everybody, yes, we'll be getting people back on track. Yeah, absolutely.
So with this renewal levy that's coming up next month, a lot, or at least some of that money will be earmarked for Starlight Inn, because you need operating funds for that.
That's true. Very good point. So some of it will be used to operate Starlight, because absolutely there will be people that need Starlight that don't have an insurance source, and we will cover that for them. There'll be no charge for people. There also could be people that come in that may have an insurance source that won't pay for this. So we are going to cover that. And whenever you're running a 24/7 operation, things happen that don't get covered by billing insurance. So we will absolutely have to help fund the operations of this. And once Venture Place is up and running, we'll also fund the operations there.
So back to your original place right behind us here on the corner, if somebody knows of someone, or maybe even somebody is someone who needs it, if somebody knows of someone who they believe could use what you've outlined as Adam H services, how do they contact you or not you, but your organization?
So we do have a website, Fairfield Adam with an H, so ADAMH.org. And people contact us through our website all the time, and that's perfectly fine. People can call or walk in. We do fund a very important service through Mental Health America. We have a staff member, it's called Get Connected. They hire a person that will work with people that need services. So if somebody does need services, they say, I really need help, but I don't know where to go. We'll connect them to Get Connected, or they can go directly to Get Connected. And that's her whole job, is to work with people to look at what is their insurance, what do they need, is it a specialized service, do they need something close to their home, and she'll help them find that. And then if they have trouble getting through to that agency or linking with them, then she'll advocate and work with them there too. So we know the behavioral health care system can be very complicated, not the easiest to get into. So we fund this service to help people do that. But we have people call us or walk in all the time, and sometimes our staff can help them, and it's a quick question, and we can get them and head in the right direction. If they need more intensive help getting linked, then we bring in Cassidy, who is the staff member working Get Connected, and she works with them, helps them figure out what they need, and helps them get there.
Talking with Marcy Fields, who is the executive director of Adam H, just 50 feet from 100 feet maybe from where we are right now. We've got a few minutes left, and I just quickly wanted to chat about the new facility that's being built out by Lowe's on Route 33. What will that be about?
So this is a great project, and it's a really collaborative project. We wanted to do something to address our end of the spectrum of homelessness, which is people with behavioral health needs. And we decided permanent supportive housing where wraparound services are built into it, so people will be successful and be stable in their housing is what we could offer. And at the same time, Lutheran Social Services was looking to do some things too, to expand what they can do. And so we all kind of went together and we approached the commissioners, and we were able to draw down some ARPA funds for this. And we also applied for Ohio Housing Finance Agency, and were able to get funding from them, as well as funding from the Federal Home Loan Bank and from our State Department, OMAS, and we're getting 2 capital grants from them. So it's been a lot of work, but we've got all these different funding sources coming together. And on this property, we're going to have this 24 apartment building with built-in supports for people that either are homeless or at risk of being homeless. And then we're also going to move Fairfield Center of Hope. It is a peer-run organization for people with mental health challenges, and we're going to move them, get them a brand new building on the same property, so that they can be an extra added support, give a community to the people living there, help them skill build, help them get where they need to go. They have a couple vehicles, so they'll help people get to the store and what they need, and really sort of help give them a community during the day of people to get to know and be part of.
Let's circle back to the levy. Tell us again why we should be voting for this, and just give us about a 1-minute capsule.
Yeah, thank you. Well, it's very important to vote for this because it allows us to keep going.
Yeah.
We have these 2 great projects going, but we also have tons of services that our agencies do. And I like to tell people we address the entire lifespan. We have a couple programs that work with prenatal and pregnant moms, helping them get to the point where they can raise healthy children. We have programs for youth. We have prevention programs in every school district in Fairfield County. We have obviously lots of different programs for different needs of adults, and we have a program with Meals on Wheels where we help fund a counselor who can help homebound seniors who are struggling with isolation, depression, anxiety. We also recently did a community needs assessment, and the community, again, we're always looking, what does the community need? The community told us we need to do more for kids, we knew that. They also said older adults. They felt like we need to do more for older adults. So we need to get this levy passed so we continue to get the same level of funding we've been getting. And then we're going to continue all these great programs that are so important to our community, the safety net like the crisis programs, and we're going to really look at what can we do? What can we do to address the needs of our kids more, and what can we do to address older adults more than what we're doing, and build on what we already have, and do more for those populations.
Very good. That says it all. Adam H., Raising Hope, Not Taxes. That's what you see on the billboards. That's what you see in the signs out there. Best of luck for this. It's a renewal, not an addition. We want to get that out there.
Absolutely.
So come up, November 5th, 6th?
November 5th.
November
Early
5th.
voting starts October 8th, I believe.
Good luck on that, and
Thank
we'll
you.
have you back, and we'll talk more about the wonderful place that will become the Starlight down there. It's a beautiful place.
Yes, thank you.
Marcy Fields with us from Adam H. Thanks for joining us on Fairfield Today.
Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.